Chapter 2. In a cramped meeting room lit the dim glow of a hanging lamp, Léon and Léa waited impatiently for Paul and Élodie to arrive. The tension was palpable, and Léon could feel his heart pounding. The door swung open abruptly and Paul entered, followed by Élodie a few minutes later, her face closed off and arms crossed. Seeing each other, the two teenagers turned away, a heavy silence settling between them. "This is important, so please sit down," began Léa in a firm yet gentle voice. She glanced at Léon, who nodded encouragingly. Paul sat in the chair furthest from Élodie, carefully avoiding her gaze. Élodie, on the other hand, stared stubbornly at an invisible point on the table, her face fixed in an expression of cold determination. "Léon and I overheard a conversation between Principal Dubois, Minister Pardon, and Professor Roux," Léa began, breaking the silence. "The school could lose its qualifying spots for the 2024 Olympics." Paul lifted his head, incredulous. "What? But how?" "The selection committee changed the rules," Léon explained. "This year it's 5 spots or nothing. They're evaluating the school's overall performance, not just individual results. If we don't excel as a team, we won't qualify." Élodie, listening attentively, frowned. "That means every student has to excel, and we need to work together to ensure our performances are consistent." "Exactly," replied Léa. "We need to find a way to maximize our chances. We can't afford internal conflicts." Paul shot a furtive glance at Élodie, then sighed deeply. "Okay, I get it. What do we do then?" Élodie took a deep breath, as if gathering her courage. "I'll study the new rules of the selection committee. There must be loopholes, ways to earn extra points. If we can identify these opportunities, we can devise a strategy." Léon nodded, grateful for Élodie's proposal. "Perfect. In the meantime, Léa, Paul, and I will talk to the different sports captains. We need to know where the teams stand and what we need to achieve our goals." Léon straightened up, determined. "I'll start with the football club. I'm sure Mr. Lambert will have ideas to improve our team play." Léa added, "I'll handle the tennis academy. I'll need to talk to Damien, but I need to know what they have planned." Paul would take care of the judo dojo and the handball union, knowing he had tough discussions ahead. "I'll talk to Mrs. Moreau and Sensei Nakamura. We need to ensure all the clubs are aware and ready to collaborate." With their plan in place, they separated, each heading to their respective missions. Léon watched his friends' backs as they walked away, a sense of weight on his shoulders. The fate of the school, their Olympic future, now rested on their young shoulders. But one thing was certain: they would do everything in their power to succeed. Léa Legrand, her heart beating slightly faster than usual, headed towards the imposing building of the tennis academy. The walls were adorned with trophies and photos of past champions, creating an atmosphere of elitism and prestige. The impeccably maintained tennis courts resonated with the sharp sounds of balls being hit with almost mathematical precision. The air was filled with the scent of clay and the faint smell of new balls, a familiar and comforting odor. As she walked through the glass doors, Léa spotted Damien Malesherbes, dressed in his usual white tracksuit, chatting with a group of students. His attitude was nonchalant, almost arrogant, but as soon as he noticed Léa, he straightened up and flashed a charming smile. "Léa, what a pleasant surprise," he said, approaching her. "What brings you here?" "Hi, Damien," replied Léa, trying to maintain a neutral tone. "I'm here to discuss the upcoming year. We need to ensure all the clubs are ready for the Olympic qualifications." Of course," said Damien with a mischievous gleam in his eyes. "We're always ready at the academy. But tell me, how are you? You seem more athletic than ever." Léa felt a slight blush rise to her cheeks. She didn't particularly like Damien, but he had a way of making her feel noticed, something Léon didn't always do. "Thank you, I suppose," she replied, searching for her words. "We really need to focus on the team's performance this year." Damien nodded, his smile widening. "Absolutely. You have nothing to worry about playing in a skirt. Your progress is remarkable. Maybe you should consider spending more time at the academy? We could help you reach new heights." Léa felt flattered despite herself. "I'll think about it," she finally said, her thoughts muddled. Just then, she spotted Léon in the hallway, watching the scene with an unreadable expression. He seemed tense, his jaw clenched. Léa, stung by a bit of defiance, prolonged the conversation with Damien. I must admit, the academy is impressive, she said, glancing around. The facilities are truly top-notch. Thank you, Léa, replied Damien, his smile becoming almost predatory. We do our best, and you're always welcome here, you know? Léon, from afar, felt a wave of jealousy wash over him. He didn't understand why this scene irritated him so much. Damien had always been his rival, but seeing Léa respond to his compliments made him uncomfortable. He turned to Paul, who had just arrived. What does she have to talk to that guy about? He muttered, his voice tinged with frustration. Paul, noticing his friend's agitation, raised his eyebrows. Are you jealous or something? Léa can talk to whoever she wants, you know. Léon scowled. It's not that. It's just that I don't trust him. Damien always has ulterior motives. Paul placed a reassuring hand on Léon's shoulder. Listen, Léon, Léa is smart enough to see through his lies. Trust her. And besides, focus on our main goal. We have much more important things to handle than Damien's schemes. Léon nodded, though his thoughts were still in disarray. He knew Paul was right, but seeing Léa smile at Damien stirred feelings in him that he had trouble understanding.